Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
I am Pat of Helena, son of Joseph. Now, some people call me the Space Cowboy.
Do they?
Some call me the Gangster of Love. Mm-hmm. Some people call me Maurice. But here's the thing. I really love your peaches, and I want to shake your tree.
Wow.
So we got that going for us today. Just to start things out. Also this kind of cool thing from Pathead Paul 9190426.
Oh, that's catchy, right?
Created a new Pat Gray Unleashed show open. This is sort of fun. More than sort of. Beavis and Butthead.
That was cool.
Pat Gray is here
Beavis,
on the Blaze.
life just keeps getting better.
I mean, that's excellent work.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's fun.
Yep.
That's fun.
If you want to see that, Pat tweeted that out yesterday. Remember that, Pat?
Yeah, I do.
Yesterday morning?
Of course I remember that. It was just yesterday morning.
Good stuff.
Just yesterday morning, you let me know you were gone. You know, the plans they made put an end to you.
Less than 90 seconds into the show, let the
Already
record
two
show.
songs.
2 songs worked in
Two
to
already.
the program.
Wow. I mean, that might be a Guinness Book of World Records.
Oh, it is. There's no might.
Yeah. It looks like vaccinated people are starting to worry, and scientists don't have answers for them. Vaccinated people appear to be getting the coronavirus at a surprisingly high rate. What? Wait. But exactly how often isn't clear, nor is it certain how likely they are to spread the virus to others. Although clearly they're doing that as well. Though it's evident vaccination still provides powerful protection, of course, against the virus, there's growing concern that vaccinated people may be more vulnerable to serious illness than previously thought. Are you telling me the science isn't settled on something? Are you telling me that scientists don't know something? You know, had they done this from the beginning and just said, look, these are our best guesses. We don't know. This virus has not been around for long enough. Our best guess is maybe the masks help. They're worth a try. Give it a try. How about that? These vaccines appear to work, but obviously we rushed them into production very, very quickly, quicker than any other virus in the history of the world. And so, you know, the next closest vaccine to be developed and go to market was a 4-year period of time. This one happened in 11 months. So we don't know everything about it.
Yeah.
It's a risk, but we think it's a risk willing to take. Had they taken that approach,
You mean honesty?
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'd feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, and we're up to about 50 known studies that masks don't work. And
50?
Yeah, because remember we had
I know we've had a lot.
So here's
we've had a lot.
So we've got this one here, the 47 studies confirm the ineffectiveness of masks. But we've been adding a few this week, like the Danish study and stuff. 32 say they're doing harm because you're breathing in your waste, man. Your body's trying to get rid of that stuff. Stop.
Which is what we said from the beginning. It's icky.
Is it common sense or not? And the vaccine, you know, you've got Israel. You talk about that.
Yeah.
That country's got the highest percentage of vaccinated in the population, yet they had a record high for cases just last week.
Right. Why? Because the vaccinated are getting infected. They're becoming infected. And it's not just the unvaccinated that are infecting them. They're infecting each other. So the vaccinated are. Now, some of the detriments from mask wearing, increasing tooth decay due to dryness in the mouth caused by face masks.
Oh, yeah, dentists are seeing this. Mask mouth, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not enough saliva to flush food particles is gross. Inflamed gums.
Yum.
Bad breath. And then gum disease. Oh, good. Mm-hmm. So not a problem. I mean, there's others besides this. I mean, you're breathing your CO2 over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
And these are the unintended consequences of changing your behavior.
And again,
dentists are seeing this.
Tell us the truth. Just tell the truth, and we would have responded to. But they don't think highly enough of us. We're idiots. We're morons. We're sheep. And we just have to be led along by the nose, and they tell us what's good for us.
Trust your instincts. Masks don't work. This vaccine stuff doesn't work.
And they keep telling us the science is proven masks. What are you talking about? It's been the opposite of that. I've not seen one survey or one study that found that masks are really, really effective. The best I've seen is that the N95 mask is 50% effective. 50%. So it traps 50% of the aerosol droplets coming out of your face. Big deal. That's no guarantee, that's for sure. The cloth kind of mask, about 90% of what you breathe gets through. Because it's like wearing a picket fence on your face.
Wait, a picket fence?
Or a chain link
there
fence.
You go. A picket fence would
it's
stop
a chain link
more.
fence. Yeah, it would. Yes. The picket fence on your face would be better. So if you can find a picket fence that's, fits your face, go ahead and wear it. It'll be better than the mask. But I mean, it stops 10% at best.
Yeah, but FDA says
agonizing.
The vaccines are...
It's safe.
Yes, safe. The Pfizer one? Is that what got approved?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, Pfizer got actual FDA approval yesterday. Nearly 9 months after the first Americans received their shots, COVID-19 vaccine from Pfizer-BioNTech received full approval from the FDA for people 16 and older.
Oh, that's good.
This could help increase the number of people willing to get vaccines. Oh, it made all the difference in the world for me. I was just waiting for the FDA.
Really?
Yeah. And once the FDA says it's safe, bam!
Oh, I'm sorry to tell you.
I'm in there.
But a third of new drugs approved by the FDA have safety problems after approval.
What? That's not possible.
Sorry.
While millions of people have already safely received COVID-19 vaccines, we recognize for some, the FDA approval of a vaccine may now instill additional confidence to get vaccinated. It's according to Janet Woodcock, acting commissioner of the FDA.
That's good.
Full approval grants the vaccine manufacturers permission to advertise their products. Oh, and like that hasn't been advertised enough. Like Pfizer's gotten no publicity since this thing began. But they can continue selling them after the public health emergency around COVID-19 ends. For doctors, full approval also allows them to use vaccines off-label, potentially as booster shots. Good.
This is fun now.
Yeah, now it's getting really fun. And when you get that third shot, because the first two apparently didn't protect you enough. So the third shot, now you're going to be protected.
But 8 months after the third shot.
Well, then you'll have to get the fourth shot.
8 months after the fourth shot.
I'd say probably after the fourth would come the fifth shot. But just a booster like once a year. Once or maybe twice
8 months?
a year. Every 8 months.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're going to have to constantly renew your ticket to be a part of society.
Mm-hmm. You got a problem with that?
Oh, I do. I sure do.
Huh.
This is not going to end well. You mentioned that Janet Woodcock lady. Remember that Canadian bodybuilder guy who always wears sunglasses even inside? Mm-hmm. Yeah, last week he made a video where he was warning us about Janet Woodcock and this FDA approval that was going to come this week. Check this guy out.
Hey guys, crazy info that obviously you'll never get from anybody but me. So they're going to plan on getting FDA approval for the COVID vaccine next week so they can try to push all these mandates on everybody because they're going to tell you how safe and effective it is. Well, guess how they did it?
How'd they do it?
They got a woman named Janet Woodcock, who is the chief for the Center of Drug Evaluation Research, and they put her as the acting head of the FDA to give her the approval status. And this woman is personally responsible for approving both OxyContin, which is causing a friggin' epidemic, and fentanyl, the two most dangerous drugs on the market today that got approved by this woman, Janet Woodcock, who's now going to be approving our COVID vaccines so they can push everybody with mandates.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, and somebody, a member of your audience, sent me an op-ed from the USA Today back in February when she was being talked up as a Biden nominee. And this article goes on to talk about how she's responsible for the opioid crisis in America. Good times, right? But it's approved, Pat. So now we can, mandate it and
rest easy.
It's good.
Yeah, as the president of the United States said yesterday. Now it's time for all the businesses to mandate it to your employees.
Good.
The sooner you get fully vaccinated, the sooner you'll be protected.
Okay.
According to the experts from the Yale School of Public Health, the pace of our vaccination effort has saved over 100,000 lives and have prevented more than 450,000 hospitalizations. This is critical progress. Critical. We need to move faster.
Yeah.
As I mentioned before, I've imposed vaccination requirements that will reach millions of Americans. Today, I'm calling on more companies, I should say, in the private sector
that, if that's what you mean,
to step up with vaccine requirements that'll reach millions more people. If you're a business leader, a nonprofit leader, a state or local leader who has been waiting for full FDA approval to require vaccinations, I call on you now to do that. Require it.
Yeah, require it.
Do what I did last month. Require your employees to get vaccinated or face strict requirements.
Right, be a tyrant.
As I said last week, vaccination requirements have been around for decades.
Right.
Students, healthcare professionals, our troops are typically required to receive vaccination to prevent everything from polio to smallpox, measles, mumps, rubella. In fact, the reason most people in America don't worry about polio, smallpox, measles, mumps, and rubella today is because of vaccines.
Right, vaccines. It took
decades. It only
decades
makes sense to require a vaccine to stop the spread of COVID-19. With today's FDA full approval, there's another good reason to get vaccinated.
Yeah, the FDA, man.
Please get vaccinated
never
now.
lead us astray. No.
If you go to vaccines.com, vaccines.com.
No, bro.
Pause. That's not where he goes?
No.
That's not where you're supposed to go?
No, it's right there behind him. It says vaccines.gov.
.gov.
What a I just turn around and read it, bro.
Okay, go to vaccines.com.
I just want to see if it works.
/org.
I hope it's not right.
.net.
I hope it's not. It's not right. Yes. Yes.
What?
It's just a landing page or something. I don't know.
So it's not vaccines.com.
Yeah. Well, there is a vaccines.com, but I don't think it's that one because vaccines.gov is completely different than this one.
All right, let's see what else gets.
Vaccines.com.
No,
vaccines.com.
It keeps saying it.
Or text your zip code to 438829.
Okay.
438829. You can find a number of vaccine sites near you, just minutes away.
Okay.
We can get your shot without an appointment. All around the world, people want these vaccines. Here in America,
bet they do.
They're free, convenient, and waiting for you. So please go today for yourself, for your loved ones, for your neighbors, for your country.
For your country. All right.
This is out of control, man. Out of control.
So, there you go, countries, or I should say companies. Yeah, you should say that because if that's what you're trying to get through to companies, then you might say companies.
This is terrifying.
So go ahead and force your employees, and if they won't, then you fire them. That's the way to go because this is America.
Yeah. How many countries companies been waiting for this so they can say, hey, it's FDA approved. They've had that speech in the teleprompter for weeks, months.
Oh yeah,
waiting for this.
Yeah, and can you imagine the pressure brought to bear on the FDA? Okay, just approve it. All right, just approve it. It's working fine. Hardly anybody's been killed. Like 12,000 people. Don't worry about it.
Oh, and you made a good point in the middle of that drivel, that these other vaccines that are actually vaccines took decades. And I can't find, there's a chart somebody sent to me, and it just goes through polio and smallpox, all that stuff. And it just has how many years it took it. Like 54 years, 60-something years, polio.
It took a long time.
Decades and decades and decades, and it gets down to COVID-19. 6 months.
Jeez. It's amazing. Ugh. I mean, part of that, too, is the money they threw at it. Part of that is the way President Trump opened it up so that they, cut through the red tape for him and worked together hand in hand with them and got out of their way so that they could do this. But the fact is, it was rushed into use with lightning speed. with warp speed, if you will.
And I'm so sick and tired of hearing, don't you supposed to have a vaccine? I mean, what's the deal? You have to have a vaccine. You have to have. When's the last time you took a job where they said, okay, so do you have your smallpox? I need your documentation of your polio. I mean, shut up. Yeah. Stop. This is madness, man.
And I do remember getting the polio sugar cube because, I'm that old.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, a little sugar cube that they gave to you. It seems like we were lined up on the playground.
Oh, no.
And they just came by and gave it to us, and you suck on this sugar cube.
Did your parents know this was going to happen?
I think so. Yeah, okay. I think so. Although my older brother, I think I've mentioned this before, got polio from the vaccine.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I mean, obviously he survived it, but it, messed him up a little bit. That's for sure. So is there a recourse when the vaccine does mess you up? No, there isn't. At least not with Pfizer or Moderna or Johnson & Johnson because they're protected by law. So, okay, well, what do I do then? What recourse do I have? Well, none really. Don't worry about it. Everything should be fine. And if it's not, sorry about that. Kind of. Actually, I don't think they're even sorry about it, frankly. Let me tell you about Omega XL. When you're in pain, the only thing you want is to get out of it. It makes you focus on it all day long if it's, severe and it's tiresome. It's fatiguing on your body. It's depressing. So this could be a game changer for you. If you've tried other things like maybe the NSAIDs, the non-steroidal over-the-counter medication that you can get, and nothing's worked, please give this a try. It's backed by 35 years of clinical research. Omega XL has the fatty acids that come from the pristine waters around New Zealand, and it really works. It has what's virtually an off switch for the inflammation, and then the pain goes away. It took about 2 weeks for me when it built up in my system, and then the pain was gone. So to get you started, when you go to omegaxl.com/Pat, you buy one bottle, we'll get you a second bottle for free. Visit omegaxl.com/Pat. Buy one, get one free. omegaxl.com/Pat or 800-844-4888.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
So what year were Quaaludes approved by the FDA?
I have to go back and look.
Yeah, baby, because they're the ludes, man.
The ludes.
Ludes, what got me through the day, baby. That and nanner sandwich. And a peanut butter and nanner sandwich. And some ludes. And I was set. Maybe a handgun to fire at the television set.
Oh, no.
I was set for the day, man.
Yeah, 1962 to 1985. They were FDA approved.
Oh, nice.
And
Right.
Elvis himself enjoyed
took
them.
advantage of that.
Yeah.
The king, man. If you're good enough for the king, it's
Hold
good
on.
enough for the rest of us.
Let me play the role of Jeffy here. Don't you start.
First of all.
That's the king.
First of all.
The FDA, we just said, a third of the drugs that they approve eventually have some sort of safety issue with them. So, but you count on yet another government agency to be your guiding light, employers.
Sure. Yeah, because, I mean, if you can't count on the FDA, who can you count on?
Yourself. Your common sense.
Oh. Really? You can count on yourself?
Well, some people can.
Yeah, some people can.
It's hit or miss.
That's about right.
In our society.
All right. We've got some tweets here. True Mexican?
We do? Oh, yeah.
My buddy's the deputy sheriff in King County, Washington. He has a mostly foot beat in downtown Seattle. They're trying to make them get the jab and give up their social media passwords to keep their jobs. Their social media passwords as well?
Yeah.
No.
So True American sent that tweet, and we found a story that, oh my gosh, says exactly that. This is a bizarro world getting more and more bizarre by the day.
Washington cops could be decertified if they refuse to hand over their personal social media account. Why? How can you? This is unbelievable.
We are in hell.
I would imagine there's going to be some lawsuits here. Law enforcement officers are being told they'll lose certification if they refuse to allow commissioners from the Washington State Criminal Justice Training Commission, the CJTC, to personally inspect any of their social media accounts. What? How could they possibly have the right to do that?
Inspect it. It's called go online and read what I post. The end. The passwords?
If asked, officers to consent to and agree to facilitate a review of any of my social media accounts immediately upon a request by a representative of the commission. My gosh. Washington police officers are being required to consent, blah, blah, blah. Training must be completed by all officers in the state by October 31st. If they refuse to give consent, they could lose their police certifications and their jobs. The declaration asked officers to authorize and consent to the release of personal files and other records that are directly related to certification. The consent screen also says, consent to, agree to facilitate a review, blah, blah, blah. I think we just mentioned that. I understand that failure to facilitate such a review when requested may result in decertification action.
Yeah, this is, police union is saying, don't sign this.
I would hope so, yeah. Absolutely not. Unless it's a department social media account. Are you getting it from the department? Or is it your own personal account? There's no way you should have to turn that over to anybody. I don't care what you're saying on it, even if you've said nothing on it. There's no way you should turn that over.
You know what? If you can find me on social media, then you're welcome to read what I put out there in the public square.
Exactly.
Otherwise, back off.
Jeez.
Good night.
Pretty amazing. Also this, the hospital I work at.
Oh, who's this? Somebody else, another Pat had sent this.
Yeah, Irish Riley, 28.
All right.
The hospital I work at is having us watch this mandatory video on why the COVID-19 vaccine is safe. What I didn't know was I had to fill out a survey before the video. Ridiculous.
Okay.
Some of the survey questions.
All right, what do we got? Let's see.
Have you been fully vaccinated? Yes, with both doses of the Pfizer vaccine.
So these are the options then
Yes.
to the answer.
Yes, with both doses of the Moderna.
Okay.
Yes, with a single dose of the Johnson & Johnson, or no.
Where's Nunya?
Yeah,
Is
right.
Nunya not enough?
Yeah, where's stick it?
Stick it.
Stick it up your rectal cavity.
Yeah.
How about that? Do you plan to get vaccinated? And then you answer yes or no.
Okay. Or Nunya.
Please briefly explain your reason for not getting vaccinated.
And the Nunya trifecta.
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. The intrusiveness of this it's off the charts now, isn't it? It's so far beyond what I think any of us envisioned for 2021 just a short time ago. But how old were you in 2018, 2019?
Oh, gosh.
I
honestly don't remember.
Were there dinosaurs? There might have been.
Probably.
Might have been.
It feels like there were.
It does feel
honestly.
Like that. It really does. 888-900-3393. Also, the White House is upset with Fox because Fox News has been saying Jill Biden should have stopped all of this. Huh. I wonder where they heard that. How long have we been saying that on this show? How despicable Jill Biden is because she pushed him every step of the way. Every single step of the way, she was right there to keep pushing him. And she knows better than anybody else the kind of shape he's in. Jill Biden is an expert on Joe. She sees it. And she's a doctor. So she ought to know better than all of this, right? The Biden White House criticized Fox yesterday after Fox and Friends weekend host Rachel Campos Duffy accused First Lady Jill Biden of failing the United States by letting Joe Biden run for president. That's right. Exactly. This is disgusting, and Fox knows better. They can do better, and their viewers deserve better, according to Jill Biden's press secretary. I hope they'll apologize to the First Lady and leave this kind of talk in the trash where it belongs.
Ooh.
Nope. More people should recognize this.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to be called out on this, especially after the Jake Tapper interview with her. Do we still have that around where Tapper is asking Jill about all of the gaffes from Joe Biden? And she gets all indignant about it and tells him not to even go there. And so naturally he complies. Oh, okay. Oh, you don't want to talk about that? Okay, all right.
So don't go there.
Why don't you submit me a list of the things that are okay to talk about?
No kidding.
You know, maybe then.
Oh, we're there. We're there. Yeah. And you know she knows everything that's going on because one of the hidden gems in that George Stephanopoulos transcript, she called in the middle of the interview. She called Joe Biden's cell phone.
She did.
Yeah, like he's talking, we're going to get the booster shots, and it's something I think, because we got our shots all the way back in, I think, December. So
he did say good though?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Whoever typed this up is, thank you so much. So it's past time. And so the idea, noise, that the recommendation, that's my wife calling. Ha, 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 ha. And then he continues, and then it's...
Oh, man.
It's fun to read this transcript, honestly.
So she knows he's in the interview.
Yeah.
What's she doing calling
Right,
him?
that's what I'm saying. That's how much control she obviously has if she's interrupting the president of the United States in the middle of
During an interview. Yeah.
She knows where he's at.
Oh, of course she does.
Stop it.
She's probably in the next room.
Yeah. You know what? I bet that phone call was wrap it up.
Trying to
George,
save him.
This is a bad interview. We got to get this done.
It's time to end this thing.
Mm-hmm.
No question. There's just no doubt in my mind that's the case. Yep. And, she's trying to run things behind the scenes. It's going to be quite a battle between her and Kamala, though.
What's that great nickname you came up with her that you don't use often enough?
Lady McBiden.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't use that nearly enough. She's the worst. Also, the Australian Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, he has challenged state premiers to open borders in Australia in time for Christmas.
Okay, what? Hold on. So right now you're trapped, basically, like if you live in Texas, this would be the equivalent of you can't leave Texas.
Right. Like you can't go to Oklahoma.
Oh, wait till you see later.
Or Louisiana.
We have another video out of Australia that will shock you.
Really?
These people are insane right now.
They are.
I mean, they went to a shelter to kill dogs. They sent the police to kill the dogs so that the workers wouldn't have to travel back and forth to go and take care of the animals. So they just, I'll tell you what, we're just going to put a bullet in their head, and that way you don't have to worry about, dragging COVID potentially around the area. What is happening? Australia!
They're gone.
Goodbye!
Yeah, they're just gone. Speaking to Sunrise, which I guess is a publication in Australia, the Prime Minister said premiers must stick to the plan and reward Australians for getting vaccinated by Christmas. So here's your reward, Australians. By Christmas, you can travel to a different state to see your family. Congratulations. Yay! I believe we'll be able to be in that position if we hit those marks of 70 to 80%, so they want 80% vaccinated before you can do this, because there's no reason why you shouldn't be vaccinated. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for telling me.
God.
It's not a deal with me. It's a deal with the Australian people who are keeping their end of the bargain, and they expect their political leaders to keep their end of the bargain, which is why he wants to open up Australia by Christmas. Wow.
I have never said to my kids, hey, it could be worse. You could live in Australia. But that may become a saying around my house. Madness, man.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like it. Well, not in a free country, at least. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray.
Some tweets here. JD tweets on mandates. Because I told you to is not a legit reason.
Thank you.
That's the one we're getting, though. Jimmy Dimples, FDA approval, huh? Federal approval of anything is a strike against it in my book. BJM Golf Does anyone truly believe that after almost a year of nearly threatening and mandating this vaccine into the American people that the FDA was not going to approve it?
Right.
That's for sure. The vaccine could cause a third tail, and it was still going to get approved. Bruce Jenner's uterus tweets... They've dead named his uterus, though. Her uterus.
Wait.
They dead named the
Yeah,
uterus.
okay, I see. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Had to think about that one. Unfortunately, I did.
No one is reporting how much these free vaccines cost. Just wait until the American taxpayers get the bill from Big Pharma.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they've already said it's going to be the biggest selling drug of all time for Pfizer. And that's saying something. Stand up, Chuck. Let them see ya. Tweets, what is insane is that more people will quit their jobs over social media passwords than they will against getting the vaccine. And Jeffy's 18 Spoons, the Vax cult is going to start sending guys out in creepy vans with candy painted on the side to get kids to take the vax.
So true.
By the way, the Don't Vax Me Bro t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
15% off right now at padheadshop.com.
Yeah, so you go there, you put the Don't Vax Me Bro t-shirt in your cart, and use the code NOVAX, NOVAX, and then it'll take that 15% off.
And you'll get 15% right off the top.
Right, and we will tweet out a link directly to that t-shirt to make it easy for you at Pat Unleashed on Twitter if you want to go and check that out, padheadshop.com.
Wow, at 15% off, you should get 2 or 3, right? Give them as gifts.
Seriously.
Get your Christmas shopping done a little bit early. We were talking about how bad the interview was with George Stephanopoulos the other day between him and Joe Biden. And then Biden gets a call from his wife, Jill, right in the middle of it. She knows he's in an interview. In fact, my guess would be she was probably in the next room. But the transcript of this is amazing. Somebody typed it out exactly as it was spoken. So you can imagine how much sense Joe Biden's making. At one point, Stephanopoulos says, but I wonder how you respond to an Army Special Forces officer, Javier McKay. He did 7 tours. He was shot twice. He agrees with you. He says, we have to cut our losses in Afghanistan. But he adds, I just wish we could have left with honor. Biden says, look, because he loves to start with look. When he starts with look, you know he's about to lie. Look, that's like asking my deceased son, Bo, who spent 6 months in Kosovo and a year in Iraq as a Navy captain and then major. I mean, an Army major. And, you know, I'm sure he had regrets coming out of Afghanistan. I mean, out of Iraq. So he doesn't know what branch of service he's in. He doesn't know the country he was in. He has to correct himself in the middle of it multiple times.
I mean, I dare say he doesn't know what city he's in for that interview.
Probably not. Then Stephanopoulos asks, how will history judge the United States experience in Afghanistan? One, that we overextended what we needed to do to deal with our national interest. That's like my saying, the border of Tajikistan and other, what? Does it matter? Are we going to go to war because of what's going on in Tajikistan? What do you think?
Oh, my.
What?
Incoherent.
The hell does that mean?
ABC News didn't know, and that's why they edited it out. I don't know that it was because they were trying to make him look good. I think they were like, I have no idea what the man's saying. We're not putting that in.
And we read this to you when Stephanopoulos asked, well, I know we're out of time. I have 2 quick questions on COVID. I know you're going to be making an announcement on booster shots today. Have you and your first lady gotten your booster shots yet? We're going to get the booster shots, and it's something that I think, you know, because we got our shots all the way back in December. I think in December. So it's past time. And so the idea that the recommendation...
Noise.
That's my wife calling. No. But all kidding aside, yes. We'll get the booster shots. He is
Bro.
out to lunch and not coming home for dinner. He's just not there anymore. He's a shell of what he once was. And it's sad. But here's the problem. He's also president of the United States. So that removes a good deal of the sadness and just makes me pissed because everybody around him knew it, including Jill Biden, who's getting, who's trying to get the Fox News to apologize for daring to say that she knew what was going on, and she's despicable for pushing him into it anyway. It's
you can be sad for our nation.
Horrific.
Because this isn't a fun ride.
No.
That has only just begun. Don't sing.
You knew that was the first thing in my mind.
I did. Shame on me.
Yeah. Sean Penn says not getting vaccinated is like pointing a gun at people.
I swear. Could you guys get more dramatic over there?
So true. You can't go around pointing a gun in somebody's face, which is what it is when people are unvaccinated. Sean Penn is again blasting people who have refused to get the COVID-19 vaccination, saying that not getting jabbed is like pointing a gun in someone's face. Wow, he's 61 now. Doubled down on his belief that vaccines...
61. He looks 91.
That vaccines should be mandatory after previously comparing it to laws banning people from being able to drive 100 miles an hour in a car.
Okay.
I have some areas of strong belief in the Second Amendment. Do you? But I think that you need to recognize now with something like this, you can't go around pointing a gun in somebody's face, which is what it is when people are unvaccinated. And I do believe that everyone should get vaccinated. Well, if he believes it, then that's it, right?
I think we're done here.
I think we're done. Sean Penn said, so I want everybody to go out and get your vaccination today. I mean, it was cute while we were arguing back and forth, but then Sean Penn stepped in, and he told us. So he really laid down the law.
Well, then he says that
Dang it!
It should be mandated. I mean, you should be forced to take it. Okay, it's not Venezuela that you love so much here, Sean. It's America.
I believe it should be mandatory, like turning your headlights on in the car at night.
Shut up.
He's just full of good analogies.
He's good, right?
He confirmed that he'll only go back to work on his upcoming Watergate drama, Gaslit, with Julia Roberts, when everyone on set has been vaccinated, saying he doesn't want to feel complicit about the crew being at risk while stars are protected.
Yeah. See,
blah, blah, blah.
They're delaying filming.
And
while we wait for everybody.
Much anticipated movie.
Well, you better be careful because he's got more quotes on page 2.
Oh, really?
When he's talking about...
I'll go back when I can be assured that 100% of the crew has gotten vaccinated, he confirmed.
But
the Oscar winner also said he would request only vaccinated audiences be allowed to watch his new movie, Flag Day.
Darn.
In theaters.
So I guess I'm disqualified from going to a Sean Penn flick.
Oh, that's going to be really, really difficult.
I had it on the calendar over here, and now I'm going to have to blotch it out, and it's going to look ugly and disheveled over here on my wall. Oh,
that's a real shame. It's a shame because you know how I look forward to Sean Penn movies.
You and me both, man.
Yeah.
I didn't talk about dropping a bombshell, Sean.
I can't think of a Sean Penn movie I've gone to. I can't stand Sean Penn or his movies. Or his movies. I'm trying to think. Did I even see Fast Times at Ridgemont High? I don't think so.
I did not.
I don't think I've ever seen it in its entirety. And that's probably his most famous, right? What else has he even been in? I couldn't name you a Sean Penn movie other than Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Think. Has he ever been in a really successful movie?
Gosh, here I go. Okay.
This is worth looking into.
Yeah. No, it is. And that's what your audience was saying yesterday on Twitter. Like, wait a minute.
Were they really disgruntled? No.
Yeah, sure. And also, wait, what is he in? Let's see. Fast Time at Ridgemont High, you said. Oh, was he Harvey Milk in Milk?
Which I did not see.
Which I did not see either.
Okay, yeah, he was in Milk.
Dead Man Walking, didn't see
it. Right now he's in Daddy-O, which is in pre-production.
Okay.
Black Files and American Lion has been announced, so he's got some work coming up. Let's see.
Well, he was a voice in
I have not
in Angry Birds, Pat.
And he was apparently a voice on Family Guy.
Okay.
So people have seen that, but he wasn't in it, literally. He is just his voice.
Oh, interesting.
The Gunman. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, I did not see.
Okay, I wish we hadn't done this exercise.
Gangster Squad.
I found something.
Oh, you did? What?
This hurts my heart.
Uh-oh.
I absolutely love the movie with Jack Nicholson called The Pledge because it's just awesome.
Okay.
And apparently it was directed by Sean Penn. Now I hate it.
But he wasn't in it, was he?
No. But I didn't want to know that this was... Now I hate that movie. I take back every good thing I've said about The Pledge.
Let's see. We're going clear back here. Mystic River in 2003. Pauly Shore is dead.
What? Ouch.
It's All About Love. I Am Sam. Was he in Friends? He was on Friends. That's amazing. The Weight of Water. Before Night Falls. I haven't seen us being John Malkovich. I haven't seen a thing that he has done.
I haven't either.
The Thin Red Line. I've heard of that. I don't think I've seen it.
I don't get out much, though. You have no excuse.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It just goes on and on and on with garbage movies.
Well,
Dead Man Walking.
I haven't seen that.
Never saw that.
What about the Angry Birds, though? Since I've seen that, does that count then? I've seen
No.
Good, so I'm still
Is that the game?
clean.
The game that you play?
Yeah, they made a movie out of it.
He was in Risky Business in 1983 in a cameo appearance, uncredited cameo. That might be the only movie I've ever seen with him in it. And he was barely in that one. Then, of course, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, 1982. Oh, he was in The Beaver Kid 2. I was going to go see The Beaver Kid 2, but I missed Beaver Kid 1, so I didn't think I'd understand what was going on in Beaver Kid 2.
No.
So I missed that.
Oh, wait, no. I was thinking Rio. I haven't seen Angry Birds. Look at there. I am completely clean of Sean Penn movies. Except for The Pledge that he directed.
I am too, except for the teeny little appearance in, apparently he had a cameo in Risky Business. That is amazing that I've never seen a Sean Penn movie. I'm pretty proud of that.
Feels good, right?
It feels
All
really
right.
good. That feels really good.
Just know that if you're got a hankering to see Flag Day, he doesn't want
me to.
Don't go there if you're unvaccinated,
So
bro.
I'm not going to. I'm going to respect his wishes on that, and I'm not going to go to Flag Day.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Sean. You've discouraged me from seeing that because I'm completely unvaccinated.
Shoot.
And I don't deserve to see your crappy movie. I really don't. 888-900-3393. I love this. Speaking of crazy vaccinated people, here's a new purse that you can get that shows your status as a vaccinated person
So dumb.
and that you're ready to mingle.
Vaccinated and ready to mingle. 30 tablets. Oh, gosh.
5 milligrams, 30 tablets. That's
Stupid.
So
Stupid. I swear, if I see someone carrying that, I will know everything I need to know about their mental health just by seeing their accessory.
Yes. And, there's something to that.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
And don't get your hair cut the way some people are now. We got a gentleman who wants the world to know that he's vaccinated, at least until his hair grows out. You, sir, are a loser.
Fully vaccinated.
It's a cult. Just in case you were wondering, it is a cult.
You look like an idiot.
Uh-huh. Yes.
So stupid.
And that barber, man, look at that V.
Wow.
Boy, that's a really centered V in your head there, sir. You got the left side is like wrong, and then the right side is down there. I mean, stop.
That took some time to do, though.
Yeah, it sure did. I hope it was worth it there, Mr. Vaccinated. Fully vaccinated, I'd like to point out.
I'm glad he waited till he got the second shot.
Yes.
Before he did the haircut thing.
He would have been a vaccinated poser if he had gone after the first one.
And then I'd be upset with him.
Yeah, or I guess he could show up at the Sean Penn flick with that hairdo.
Yeah, he could.
Right this way, sir.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to Flag Day. That's great.
It's a cult.
This woman is part of the cult. She's really, really pissed off at you if you're not wearing your mask.
Oh, no.
So
Here.
you've incurred her wrath already.
Okay.
I can't.
Can't what?
My daughter just called and her boyfriend has tested positive.
Oh, no.
For AIDS.
He's the only person in his work that's wearing a mask.
Oh, gosh.
out of 300 people.
Oh, my gosh.
And now my daughter, who's 29 weeks pregnant, is at risk.
Right.
And
Are they vaccinated?
I hate every single one of you who refuses to wear a mask to protect others. I hope this virus finds you. I hope it finds you, and I hope destroys you.
It did.
Because the people that are trying to do their part in this are getting sick because of you stupid, ignorant morons.
Talk about ignorance.
Right.
She has no
So-
idea that they don't do
Please get vaccinated.
anything. Well, these people.
Clearly overcome with emotion.
Yeah. Wow.
We're the ones. We're the ones who are so stupid, even though we've seen 50 studies on this that prove the masks do virtually nothing.
Yeah, they have full-blown pivoted off of do it for your health and for those you love and all that stuff to just do it, you stupid son of a...
Yeah, so she wants us dead.
Yeah.
Like
right.
the left always does.
Right.
When they don't get their way or somebody that disagrees with them dies, they always celebrate it. They wish death on others on a regular basis. And then we're told we're the ones who are hateful
Yeah.
and despicable like that.
They came out again this past weekend with radio host Phil Valentine in Nashville.
We got to get into that here in a minute because
Despicable human beings out there.
Yeah.
Just
they really are.
They just
really are.
wait until there's a grave of a conservative they can dance on.
And they do it.
But get vaccinated because we care about you and your health.
Yeah.
Shut up.
No, you don't.
Liar.
More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Got some tweets for you from Carl Smith in that Biden interview transcript. Does Joe Biden even attempt to say Stephanopoulos?
Oh, I hope not.
No. Oh, my, no. Bob Corona tweets, I saw The Falcon and the Snowman. Sean Penn played the perfect douchebag. Good flick. Yeah, I didn't see The Falcon and the Snowman either. So, I still have a clean record. Well, except for, what was it? It was, his appearance in Risky Business. Nickel and dime Trumperist. I'm going to get my hair buzzed before my surgery. Now, I may have them shave Don't Vax Me Bro into it so I can advertise Pat Gray Unleashed and the t-shirt.
Yeah, thank you.
I like that. By the way, use the promo code NOVAX and get 15% off that shirt right now at patheadshop.com, if you would.
Don't vax me, bro.
Don't vax me. And don't mask me either. Jeez, I hate wearing the mask. Really hate it. But this lady... She is very adamant that we all wear our masks.
Yeah, the lady we just played before the break there, she was a ball of joy, wasn't she not?
She really was. Just a quick reminder, here's what she had to say.
I can't. My daughter just called and her boyfriend has tested positive.
Maybe they should get married.
He's the only person in his work that's wearing a mask.
Wow.
Out of 300 people.
Is he vaccinated?
Yeah.
And now my daughter,
what's the
who's
problem?
29 weeks pregnant, is at risk.
That's her boyfriend, not her husband?
And
Okay.
I hate every single
What's that?
one of you
You
who
do?
refuses to wear a mask to protect
Imagine
others.
how that saddens me.
Wow, she's going
I
0
hope
to
this
60.
virus finds you.
You,
I hope
pumpkin,
it finds you,
pudding.
and I hope destroys you.
Wow.
Because the people that are trying to do their part in this are getting sick because of you stupid, ignorant morons.
No, guess what? I don't have the disease, so I can't pass it on to anybody. Just a quick reminder there for you. I don't have coronavirus, COVID-19. Thus, I can't give it to you, your daughter, your stupid boyfriend-in-law, whatever.
Right. Yeah, you should probably make that official. Tie the knot before that baby comes out. You know?
Right?
Just to...
But imagine my chagrin knowing that she doesn't like me now because I'm not wearing a mask at this moment.
Yeah, you're missing out.
Man, does that hurt my feelings.
She seems like she'd be a good friend to have, too.
Gosh, doesn't she?
So.
She seems delightful. She seems just absolutely delightful. Huh. That's too bad. I guess we're not going to be friends.
And turn the TV down before you do one of these videos for the internet, by the way.
That's a good safety
Just a friendly
tip.
aside here. You know?
that's a
Never
good
mind
safety
your F-bombs and stuff like that. I mean, we can look past those because you're
So
very
let's use
passionate.
brain cells before we post things on the internet. Thanks.
All you have to do is a mute button.
Yeah, it's not that hard. It really isn't. There usually a remote control is involved, so you don't even have to walk over to the TV. So
You know, and if you've lost the remote, then step outside or maybe just don't record the video to begin with.
that's what I was thinking too, because it's my daughter just called. Okay, and you then decided you had to do this because we were so interested in your opinion.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Really?
So she didn't even give the courtesy of muting the TV when her daughter was on the phone either? Either that or she got the call. It wasn't that big of a deal. She turned the TV back on and then said, nah, you know what? I'm going to make a video. So she's either lying, she's not that upset, or she's just not courteous enough to ever turn the TV down for people.
But that's so typical of the left that they wish death on people. And I see scant little of that from the right to the left. I mean, remember when Ted Kennedy died? And I don't remember anybody jumping all over that situation, despite the fact that most of us on the right did not care for Ted Kennedy in any way, shape, or form. And the same with RBG. I didn't see any negative dancing on her grave stuff from the right.
And here's what it is. If people on the right do rejoice in the death of liberals, they are no names. They have Twitter accounts with 2 followers. It's like them and their mom or something like that. And then the press goes and finds them and publishes those tweets from absolutely nobody, right?
Yeah.
Now, on the left, when someone on the right dies, they're prominent voices that are cheering, that have, you know, the check mark and all that crap. You can find those liberals.
Like the talk show host in Nashville who died over the weekend of COVID.
Conservative.
Phil Valentine.
Yes.
They celebrated his death. Many on the left absolutely celebrated his death. Why? Because he was skeptical on the vaccine. He didn't like the mask wearing, like so many of us. And so when he got it, they're happy about it.
Oh, they were waiting for Phil Valentine to die.
That's just unbelievable.
Just so they could gloat and just
Weren't
say,
you going back and forth with somebody who says
so,
that the right does that all the time as well?
Yeah. First of all, this individual didn't even spell Ruth Bader Ginsburg's name in his example, spell it correctly. So I had to correct that. And also, I thought, you know what? I found, since you bring up RBG, I did find a prominent right-winger, and this was their initial reaction.
Spoke out right away.
Right after this individual found out. See if you recognize this guy here and how he reacted.
All right. Oh, that looks a lot like Donald Trump.
Well, it is Donald Trump, Pat, and he's being informed right now about RBG's death.
Right, he didn't know before this.
Wow.
Wow.
I didn't know that. You're telling me now for the first time. She led an amazing life. What else can you say? She was an amazing woman. Whether you agreed or not, she was an amazing woman who led an amazing life. I'm actually sad to hear that. I am sad to hear that. Thank you very much.
What a class response that was. His immediate raw reaction. Nobody wrote that for him. He didn't have time to mull it over. Nobody advised him. That was Donald Trump's reaction to RBG's death.
So
just classy, just presidential.
I was going to say
that was great.
His best presidential moment, but just a human being, a human level moment.
Yes, that was seriously one of the best moments of his presidency. So that's what we get from the right-wing kooks and their initial reaction to deaths on the left. Huh. Fascinating. Meanwhile, it's time for a purge of the unvaccinated. I guess this is the movie-style purge. Is that what they want here?
Take a look. This is an op-ed that a newspaper in Connecticut thought fit to publish.
Okay. Now that the Delta COVID-19 variant seems to be at the forefront, with 93% of all new infections being found in non-vaccinated people.
Okay, stop.
Let's take the bull by the horns, realizing that people believe that they have a personal privilege to do whatever they believe is right. Starting on September 1st, I would like to see the following nationwide. Number 1, only vaccinated people being allowed to gather at bars, churches, grocery stores, hair salons, restaurants, retail stores, sporting events, etc. All non-vaccinated people being told that they cannot enter and to go home.
Okay.
Number 3, those that produce medical papers clearing them from being vaccinated fall into that category. Those are few. Let's purge those making the pandemic worse.
Whoa, wait, what now?
Brad Peavy from Canterbury, Connecticut.
Let's purge those?
Let's purge those.
What was the second line right about up near the top of this where you said people think they have a personal privilege to do what they think is right?
Yeah. Huh.
So...
Yeah, that's a bad thing, I guess.
How crazy it is for you to think you have the right to do something you think is right. Well, that's where we're at.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, and it's getting worse by the day. And that's why I think once in a while we're going to have to remind ourselves of the 10 stages of genocide.
Oh, boy.
Let's see where we are on this now.
So let's start at the top and let's see where we fall, Pat.
Number 1, classification. People are divided into us and them. Vaccinated versus unvaccinated.
Yeah.
We're definitely there. Symbolization. People are forced to identify themselves. Okay,
we got the bracelets at NFL camps and in the armed forces now.
Discrimination. People begin to face systemic discrimination. Yes.
Yeah, like New York City, September 13th. You won't be allowed into establishments without the vaccine.
Dehumanization. People equated with animals, vermin, or diseases.
Oh,
absolutely.
Every day.
That's
Open
happening.
up Twitter.
Number 5, organization. The government creates special groups, police and military, to enforce the policies. That's definitely been done. Polarization. The government broadcasts propaganda to turn the populace against the group. Happens every single day.
The President of the United States gives speeches every other day about this.
Number 7, preparation. Official action to remove or relocate people.
So we're still hovering between 6 and 7. When do they start to
remove us?
Yeah. I want the western half of the United States.
After the removal, you get the persecution, the beginning of murders, theft of property, trial massacres.
Oh, good.
Then we have number 9 is extermination, wholesale elimination of the group. It is extermination and not murder because the people are not considered human. And then number 10, denial. The government denies that it has committed any crime.
I feel a logjam coming between 6 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
When you start compelling people to move from their homes, I don't think you get much beyond that.
No, it goes really quickly after that. If you're willing to do that, you're moving them into relocation centers.
Well, I just think that the pushback is such, especially in a nation where the Second Amendment is afforded to us. I just don't know that you get past 7.
Let's hope not. Let's certainly hope not. In Australia, it's amazing what is happening there, though. I would have never thought this of Australia.
Overnight, man.
But they are seriously out of control. Here's what's happening there now.
Got a news report. Check
There's
this.
little sympathy for anyone ignoring the health orders. Even this group of teenagers caught partying after dark at the bottom of the North Bondi Cliffs. Herded to higher ground by Polaire's spotlight and speaker, the 8 boys were placed in handcuffs and left to explain a $1,000 fine to mum.
681 penalty infringement notices issued in the last 24 hours. More than 400 of those notices were again for people being outside of their home without a reasonable excuse.
Sideline Sharks player Josh Dugan denies lying
this
to
guy?
police when he was found a long way from Sydney. The 31-year-old stopped at 11:30 last night in Lithgow, where he allegedly told officers he was moving to the area and feeding animals before admitting to visiting a friend. He and a passenger turned back to Sydney, only to be pulled over a second time, travelling in the wrong direction. The NRL is investigating and criminal charges could be laid.
Yeah.
It's getting harder and
Guy needs
harder
to
to
be
hide
executed.
if you're doing the wrong thing.
If you're doing the wrong
especially
thing.
in the construction
Watch
industry.
this.
A crackdown following on from the recent shutdown.
Guy wants to work.
Workers sent home if their paperwork isn't in check.
I'm sorry?
It is a struggle, but it's it's just what has to be done. Like nobody likes telling people to go home. They've all got families to feed.
Our cameras rolling on another random blitz in Marsden Park.
authorising me under the Public Health Act.
Checking their papers.
Inspectors have asked these tradesmen to show proof of their QR check-in as well as identification and vaccination records.
Dear God.
One of the men here is from Campsie and he doesn't have his documentation, so he's being sent home.
Oh, wow.
He may lose a chunk of his pay too if officers follow through with a fine.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Let's hope they beat him senseless as well on the way home. Before he gets in his car, beat him senseless.
Oh, they probably did.
It'll learn him some manners.
Yeah, I think the cop was probably like, hey, turn the cameras off. We're about to beat him into the pavement.
Yeah. So maybe they did do it.
Seriously.
I sure hope so.
It's not even far-fetched anymore, honestly.
You know what they should do is maybe get him a badge, like a different colored badge that they have to wear on their lapel at all time. At all times. These people have to show who they are, that they're unvaccinated, that they've moved to a different place.
Not vaxxed. Not vaxxed.
Right.
Pin this to your shirt. Walk around town right there. Okay.
Could be orange, could be yellow.
Oh, yeah, yellow. Okay,
Yeah,
that's a
could be
good
yellow.
color. Okay, let's do
Something that really stands out so
Sure.
that people notice it right away and you think, oh, you're one of those creepy people.
Yeah, and you don't want it to be
I
a
don't
bracelet
like you
anymore.
You're not even human is what you are.
Okay, yeah, because a bracelet, like in the wintertime, the sleeve might cover it.
Right.
You need to pin that right on the front of your shirt.
Yes. I like it. I like it. They should also be they've got that taken care of already in Australia. They've already disarmed the people. So that happened about 23, 24 years ago.
That's why getting to step 7 and beyond in Australia is going to be a little more easy.
Yeah, a little
to
easier
pull
than
off
here.
than in America.
But get them those badges.
Badges will help.
Let's
right?
see that right away. Right away.
Because then you'll know, hey, you're supposed to be on the train.
Yeah. That person's subhuman. Look at them. They're not vaccinated. They're subhuman. Look at that rat. Look at that vile snake. Look at that pig. So then maybe when they take trips that are unauthorized out of Sydney and they're a long way from home, and you send them back home, and then they take another detour somewhere else.
Right? Who do you think you are?
You've already proven you can't be trusted, and so we're going to have to put you into an area, a little camp.
Yeah, Sydney's that way.
A little camp. Yeah, you're going the wrong way.
And so since you're that bad at directions,
we're going to put you in a camp.
For your own good.
Right.
Because you obviously don't even know
where your house
which way
is.
the southeast is, and you're going the wrong way, you dummy. It's going to be fascinating to see how virtually 18 months to the day from when this pandemic effectively started in America to when New York City requires you be vaccinated if you want to participate in society. New York City is going to be a sight to behold starting September 13th.
Especially since so many blacks are not vaccinated.
Exactly.
They're not going to be able to participate in life in New York? How's that going to work out?
Speaking of New York, they got a new governor now. Because, last night Andrew Cuomo resigned.
Yeah.
Governor who? Governor who? Thank you. Right. Oh, he apparently left his dog behind in the governor's mansion. Like, I don't need a dog now. So that tells you everything you need to know about that guy. But New York
kind of does.
New York is going to be the American Australia in about a month.
Yep. You have about 1 million reasons to be stressed out right now. But stressing out about your male pattern baldness and receding hairline, that doesn't have to be any of the reasons you're stressed, because the good news is Keeps can help. Keeps offers the same doctor-recommended, FDA-approved hair loss treatment that you can get at with your doctor or a pharmacy, but these are generic versions, so you pay about half the price, and you don't have to go to the doctor or to the pharmacy in order to take care of this. You just do this in the comfort of your own home. You go online, answer a few questions, and post a couple of pictures of your hair to let the doctors know what's going on. Then the licensed doctor reviews your information and recommends the right hair loss treatment for you. Then it's shipped right to your door. So it's super convenient, it's affordable, and it works. Go to keeps.com, keeps.com/Pat, and get 50% off your first order of hair loss treatments. That's keeps.com/Pat. Keeps.com/Pat.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. A couple of tweets here. The Steve 42 tweets. I'm old enough to remember when your daughter's boyfriend testing positive meant something completely different. Wes Usery, the vast majority of us truck drivers are not and will not be vaccinated. You really want us to stay home? Really? Asking for about 2 million friends.
Yeah, and don't forget, that's how Australia is pushing back.
We already have shortages. Mm-hmm. We already have huge gaps in, employment numbers, in goods and services that are being rendered right now. Anybody experienced shortages? Gone to the store and found things that used to be there that aren't right now?
I will say Basic 4.
Very strange.
Basic 4 does not stay
Is that
on
not
the shelf.
in the grocery store right now? Is that because you're buying them all?
That's probably what it is. Yeah,
that might be.
But you're absolutely right. There was a time, kids, in America where you'd go to the grocery store and
it was always there.
The shelves were packed. I mean, there was never
always
a gap.
There. Right.
Oh, boy.
It's not the case now.
Third worldification, baby.
To see this in the United States of America is pretty shocking. And to see weird things like, I mentioned this last week and was made fun of it for it, but the chlorine shortage is bizarre to me. Try to buy chlorine for a pool right now. It's like 3 times the price it was, if you can get it at all.
I have a stupid question, and I'm not being sarcastic or anything like that here. Is that the Clorox that is on the shelf in the store, that won't cut it, huh? There's a special kind of pool Clorox or whatever.
It's not Clorox.
Or chlorine.
It's chlorine.
I mean chlorine.
Yeah, there's a difference between Clorox and
right,
chlorine.
I know this, but I'm saying, so you have to go to a pool store for this.
Yes.
You can't just grab, whatever.
They don't have chlorine a lot in the grocery stores. No.
Because like you said, Clorox and chlorine are 2 different things.
2 different things.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah.
Has anyone
they both
explained
start
to
with
you,
chlor, though, so it's a little confusing.
Has anyone explained to you why there's a shortage of that specifically?
I heard that a chlorine plant was destroyed in a hurricane in Louisiana.
Whoa, really?
That's what I heard.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if that's a fact or not. Just some hearsay.
Did you Google it?
No, I have not bothered to Google it.
Well, in September of 2020, Hurricane Laura in Louisiana left a chlorine plant on fire.
Oh, boy. So that was a while ago.
Well, no, hold on a second. So then a chlorine plant was going to be rebuilt. This is from June of 2021.
Okay.
I don't know if this is the one. Yeah, it's the same one. So, So it's been a year of...
there you go.
But are chlorine margins that thin?
Apparently they are. Apparently. And that's what's frightening.
Yeah.
I think our margins on just about everything.
You're right. Yeah.
Are really thin. And they've been stretched thinner since Biden. And so it doesn't take much to disrupt the supply line. I mean, it's a little scary right now because we're on thin ice. It could bust out from underneath us at any moment.
Become self-sufficient, right? Wouldn't you suggest that?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. 888-900-3393.
Build a chlorine plant in your backyard. I think that's what Keith just said.
Okay.
Sorry.
You might try that, or you might not. There might be some regulations against that. I'm not sure. U.S. Postal Service on Friday finalized a plan to slow down some first-class mail deliveries as part of an initiative to cut down red ink.
Good. It's too fast right now, the mail.
Oh, the mail is just so fast. You just can't even... I mean, by the time you mail it, it just seems like it's already there at its destination before you even had time to blink.
Yeah. It's like, I wish I could get this slower.
Plan goes into effect October 1st. It'll reverse the existing 1 to 3 day service standards to 1 to 5 days. The Postal Service will keep 61% of the mail at its current standard. Delivery service will also be slower for about 7% of periodicals. Good. We've all been clamoring, I think, for the mail service to slow down. I get my stuff too quickly.
Yeah. And how many periodicals do you subscribe to?
So many
that are going to be affected by this.
That one hurts.
Like
like his Time and Newsweek.
Yeah.
I guess those would be the periodicals. Entertainment Weekly.
Now, do you subscribe to the New England Journal of Medicine too?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, the swimsuit edition is the one I usually get in February.
Hang on.
Yeah.
There might be something there.
There might be.
Get on that. Yeah, the New England Journal of Medicine swimsuit edition.
Welcome. I got some tweets here. Bean to Bodine tweets. Can I get vaccination information by going to Joe30330, or has that website been taken down? I don't know. Todd Curtis, the first shortage was toilet paper. The second was ammo. Yeah, and don't forget Clorox. Not chlorine. Clorox wipes and anything like it. The Lysol, everything was gone. The generic brands, the off-brand, everything. For a while.
What if all that's connected to that Louisiana plant, one way or another?
Don't think so, because chlorine does not go into Clorox.
No, but wait, again, earlier you said the plant was down, and now there's a shortage of Clorox wipes.
Right.
Clearly the two are connected, Keith.
I think the Clorox wipe thing was that so many people were using them. They were reportedly selling a million containers a day. They were delivering 1 million containers a day, which were all gone every single day. And so they couldn't keep up with the demand. They even converted other plants into doing the wipes, which were doing something else, Clorox related. And they still couldn't keep up with demand. Amazing. It was an amazing situation. Bovine Scatology tweets, perhaps the drug cartels will start smuggling chlorine across the border.
Right.
From Dan, this is their way to collapse the economy. They know they can't lock us down again, so they'll use the vax mandate to keep you home. Uh-huh. And they'll also force a lot of people who don't want to get it into getting it, because people will just finally capitulate, just so that they can participate in society. I think a lot of people are going to do that. But man, it's despicable that they're forcing people to make that decision. Should be my body, my choice, but that's completely out the window, of course, except in abortion.
Unreal.
Are you aware that Mike Richards, you know who he is? The guy they decided is going to host Jeopardy?
Yeah, I'm frustrated by this story. Yeah.
He's gone. He's gone already.
Yeah.
I don't think did they even do an episode with him?
No.
I don't think
it's
so.
going to be him and that chick whose name I can't pronounce.
Mia Bialik or whatever.
See? They nailed it.
Yeah.
The story, the story is...
He did a podcast in 2014 and had a female sidekick, and, he called her something wacky, like you do on those morning shows or those podcasts that are... sort of zoo-oriented podcast type things.
Got a lot of duck sound effects on those kind of shows.
Yeah. 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 So he said some things that were, I guess, sexist, maybe even some racist things, and he's gone.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Have you read a story, and I've read several, that show you the quotes that he said?
No.
That's what's so frustrating. We're canceling people, we're drumming them out of society, but yet we won't print what they said so we can make our own judgment.
Yes, that's right. It's gotten so, you're not going to be able to have a job if you've had social media.
Oh, yeah.
Or certainly if you've been a talk show host or a podcasting host, you're not going to be able to be hired for anything else.
I contend if you've had interaction with any other human being on this planet, you're out.
I'm sorry, you can't get another job. Keep your job that you have right now, because you're not getting a new one.
Yeah.
And you know what else drives me out of my mind is what happened to Chris Harrison, who stepped aside. Remember this on The Bachelor? And look, I don't have any dog in this fight. I've never watched a single moment of a single episode of The Bachelor or The Bachelorette or any of it. I've got no interest in any of it. My daughters love it. But for him to step aside and then be, I guess, essentially fired, or he quit, I think, under pressure. And he's just gone now. He's gone. They brought in, I think, David Spade to host The Bachelor now. But do you remember, the horrific thing that Chris Harrison said in the beginning? He was talking about the contestant who went to the Southern Ball. Remember that? Mm-hmm. She went to, what do they call them? Antebellum parties. And so they're considered racist now. Well, she did that back in 2018. And so she was under fire because she went to an antebellum party where you wear a dress looks like it came from the South in the 1800s. Here's the egregious mistake Chris Harrison made. First and foremost, I don't know. I haven't talked to Rachel about it. And this is, again, where we all need to have a little grace, a little understanding, a little compassion. Because I've seen some stuff online. Again, this judge, jury, executioner thing where people are just tearing this girl's life apart and diving into, like, her parents and her parents' voting record. It's unbelievably alarming to watch this. I haven't heard Rachel speak on this yet. And until I actually hear this woman have a chance to speak, who am I to say any of this? Well, that
earns you a canceling, too. You get canceled, and you get canceled, and you get everybody's canceled.
The other thing he said was, you're 100, because they were talking about the party itself, you're 100% right in 2021. Okay, because he's saying in 2021 you don't go to an antebellum party because we're not in that place anymore. That was not the case in 2018. And again, I'm not defending Rachel. I just know that, I don't know, 50 million people did that in 2018. That was a type of party that a lot of people went to. And again, I'm not defending it. I didn't go to it. Well, how can this person be even walking free in our country after saying something so despicable? What he said wasn't even offensive. He didn't defend the party. He just said, hey, can we wait and hold off judgment for now?
Whoa.
And just see what she has to say. And that lost him his job. I tell you, we're in such a bad place right now. It's hard to imagine it getting worse.
Careful.
But you know it will.
Please
you know
don't.
It will.
As Glenn might say down the hall here, don't speak that into existence.
I know.
Come on.
I know.
We've learned, right? Didn't we say, hey, 2020 can't be worse than 2019? Oh,
please.
Psych.
Yeah.
How about 2021 worse than 2020? Yes. The years are gonna keep outdoing themselves forever.
Well, yes. Yeah, we're just going downhill now. It's just we're heading down that slope.
We having fun yet?
Oh, more than I should be allowed to have. The House Intel chair says it's unlikely the United States will be able to evacuate all its citizens from Kabul by August 31st. And, of course, so the Taliban has threatened us. They've got a red line, and if we cross that red line, then all hell's going to break. I don't know what they're going to do about it. Are we afraid of the Taliban now? We can't tell them, stick it up your rectal cavity. You go ahead and set your red line, and we'll just blow your heads off when you come try to stop us from getting our citizens out of there. How about that? It's hard to believe what's going on in Afghanistan, too. So Adam Schiff, chair of the House Intel Committee.
Yeah, it's interesting, huh?
Said he does not believe all U.S. citizens and the Afghans who've helped the U.S. forces will be evacuated by the 31st. Well, let's see. It's the 24th, so that's 1 week from today.
Oh, boy.
They have to be evacuated by next Tuesday? No, that's not going to happen. No. The Taliban spokesman warned there will be consequences if the remaining U.S. troops aren't out by August 31st. Well,
I love how we're letting them dictate our moves.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. And by the way, again, the vice president of Afghanistan, as far as I know, is still in country and still saying, hey, I'm over here. Yeah, I know Ghani left with $169 million, but I'm still here and I'm the next in line.
Yeah, and they're having military successes in parts of the country against the Taliban. Let them do their thing, man.
Right. Right. They've tossed them out of 3 different villages in northern Afghanistan, and I think a couple more in central Afghanistan. So they're making some headway. When you fight the Taliban and just don't leave your post and let them have the territory, you can defeat them.
Boy,
they're not superhuman.
I was reading a depressing article in the New York Times. It's par for the course, but it talked about how 20 years ago, the Taliban just wanted, look, we'll surrender. We're sorry. We just want amnesty. Just give us amnesty. And the Bush administration was like, no, we're coming after you. Now,
really?
Yeah. And so in hindsight,
wow. You wish we
if you see the whole The way Biden has handled this, if you'd only known then what you know now.
Yeah.
We'll totally take amnesty now. Sure, whatever. As opposed to you running the country again. What a mess.
Jeez. Also, Jen Psaki was being questioned by Peter Doocy. The kid has been phenomenal.
Yes.
I love him.
Yes.
I thought he was, kind of lame in the beginning of this.
Well, that's because they gave him stupid assignments, like, hey, go down to the Easter egg roll and put a microphone in front of kids.
Right.
What's your favorite thing about Easter? The eggs. Back to you in the studio. I mean, that's what they gave him.
But now that he's got real responsibility, White House press secretary for Fox, or the White House correspondent for Fox, he's brilliant, and he's courageous, he's bold, and he's asking the questions that the rest of us want answered.
He's the highlight of these press conferences.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every single day. And here he is in a little back and forth with Jen Psaki yesterday.
There are Taliban fighters right now carrying American weapons. They're wearing American fatigues, the full kit of gear. How is that advancing America's national security interests?
Well, Peter, I think my colleague Jake Sullivan spoke to a version of this last week. But let me tell you, let me reiterate some of what he said. When the president made this decision to bring our men and women home from Afghanistan who were serving, he knew he made that decision not lightly. He made the decision with a clear assessment from his national security team about what the impacts could be. We have taken steps over the past few months to retrograde materials, to bring materials home, to make them not available to the Taliban. We have taken those steps from our military. But our choices at hand, the president's choices at hand, were either to equip the Afghan National Security Forces with the materials and the equipment and the weapons they needed to fight, or not. He made the decision to equip them with the weapons to fight, and we will continue to take steps to retrograde our materials and equipment.
But does the president have a sense that most of the criticism is not of leaving Afghanistan, it's the way that he has ordered it to happen?
Thank you.
By pulling the troops before getting these Americans who are now stranded. Does he have a sense of that?
First of all, I think it's irresponsible to say Americans are stranded. They are not. We are committed to bringing Americans who want to come home.
Focus on the word instead of the question.
We are in touch with them via phone, via text, via email, via any way that we can possibly reach Americans to get them home if they want to return home.
Pause it for a second. They're not going to get home because you called them on the phone. They're not going to get home because you sent them a text. The fact is, they are stranded. Now, you might be talking to them. That doesn't make them less stranded. What makes them less stranded is when you go in and extract them from that situation. Then they won't be stranded anymore. So ridiculous. Just asinine. And there's more.
Americans stranded is the White House's official position on what's happening in Afghanistan right now.
I'm just calling you out for saying that we are stranding Americans in Afghanistan when we have been very clear that we are not leaving Americans who want to return home. We are going to bring them home, and I think that's important for the American public to hear and understand.
Okay, and then following up on
wonder
what
if they think they're
asked,
stranded.
Jake, the president likes to say America is back, but his policies have Americans getting beat up by the Taliban and Afghans handing babies over barbed wire fences. Is that what he meant when he said America is back?
What the president meant is that we are going to continue to lead in the world, including being the leaders in evacuating not just our Afghan partners, not just American citizens, but also our allies. And we have done that by evacuating approximately 42,000 people over the last month. That is Americans leading. That is our men and women in our military leading on the ground, securing the airport after the Afghans fled and didn't secure the airport, and ensuring that we are taking care of our partners as we promised to.
Yeah, things are going really well at the airport in Kabul, aren't they? They've secured that airport. Man, it is airtight. That is amazing. Do they think we're deaf, dumb, and blind? We can't see or hear what's going on? Can't speak about it? Wow. Interestingly, supposedly, Osama bin Laden actually banned Al-Qaeda from assassinating Joe Biden because he believed that the Democrat would become an incompetent president one day and lead the United States into a crisis if jihadists were successful in killing Barack Obama.
Wow.
Bin Laden made the remark in a 2010 letter that was found in a trove of documents at the Pakistan compound where he was killed by U.S. Special Forces in 2011. It was first made public in 2012, but it's been brought back to light and given new significance amid the chaotic U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan that has gifted the country right back to the Taliban. Bin Laden banned al-Qaeda from killing Joe Biden because he wanted him to become president, believing he was unprepared and would lead the U.S. into crisis.
Wow. Wow.
That's kind of chilling.
Wow. Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
From the grave.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh. That's kind of weird.
And
yeah. This is making the rounds in Afghanistan, too. The disappearance of women.
Oh, this is sad. Look at this,
really
man.
sad. You follow the pictures here of the women in Afghanistan.
Smiling, colorful clothes. Look at the baby doll there. Little girl smiling.
And now you see that they're completely covered, and then they're completely gone from the picture. Jeez.
That's probably over the course of, I don't know, minutes, quite frankly.
Yeah, probably.
Last Sunday.
Well, yeah, a good indication of that was what's-her-face from CNN, who was not wearing, all of the headgear and all of that. She had to cover all her hair, and then she was.
Yeah, and if you're listening to the audio of this, what we just showed were 9 pictures of a mom, her daughter, and a little baby doll in nice, colorful clothing, and then slowly but surely wearing burqas until they vanish. The 9th picture. What a dark time setting in for Afghanistan, and completely avoidable.
Really, really sad. And can it get any better with the leadership we have? I don't know. I don't have any confidence in this administration to get this job done. Now, I've got confidence in the U.S. military, but I don't have confidence that the commander-in-chief will direct them to do the right thing. Is that going to happen? I mean, he is so incompetent and so gone mentally that who's going to make the decision to get everybody out of there? Who's going to say, yeah, do what must be done? Send in Navy SEALs, send in Army Rangers, Delta Force. I don't care who it is. Go get Americans and those people who supported us during the last 20 years.
So since before he was president, before he was inaugurated, you said that he would not be in the White House at Christmas based on his mental faculties. Now with this extra layer of total incompetence in Afghanistan and the pressure he's getting from all sides there, do you have a new date on when Joe Biden will be out of office?
I think it'll still be in the first year of his term.
Okay.
Maybe by the end of the year, but certainly by January 20th.
Do you see a bipartisan effort to scoot him out because of this?
No.
No.
I don't think so. Although there's certainly grounds for that. I mean, if there were ever grounds for impeachment due to something that wasn't, just some kind of weird scandal, just from doing a terrible despicable job as American president, I mean, this is the example of something you could impeach him for.
You think that they come to him behind the scenes and are like, look, you've got a health issue, resign.
Yeah, it's time to get out. I don't know. I hope so. Of course, again, that doesn't help us.
There's no good answer, is there?
There's no good answer. There is no good answer before November of 2022. So, whatever happens, it just doesn't get any better for a while. We're gonna have to just grit our teeth and bear it for a while, and talk to our representatives about blocking all the garbage that they're going to try to get through. The massive tax hike that would probably finish destroying our economy because it's not completely destroyed yet, and that massive tax increase just might do the job.
Oh, by the way, good news. Kyrsten Sinema, the Democratic senator from Arizona, said she is not voting for that $3.5 trillion spending package or budget. Thank you.
Yeah, how about that? I am not voting for a $3.5 trillion budget.
I love her. She's awesome. Because she's what we've asked for. Because we've always said, we've got the rhinos. We got plenty for the left to choose from when they want to jam something through. We just need to pick off 1 or 2 Republican senators and we'll get this Democrat paradise through. We're like, man, why doesn't no one ever on the left? They are always in lockstep. No, not Kirsten Sinema and not Joe Manchin. Those two now.
Yeah, we've got two that are actually seemingly moderate Democrats that I thought were completely extinct. But now we have found two out in the wild. Isn't it wonderful?
Amazing, right?
Should we get them together so they can mate?
I know.
And create a few more?
Jeffy, is that you?
Business.
The business.
Oh, no.
888-900-3393. California voters can download ballots at home for the recall election, which is coming up. Man, that's sparking some security concerns. What? What kind of problem could you have?
I'm sure this ends perfectly.
State legislature passed this measure to send out mail ballots to every registered voter, regardless of whether they asked for one or not. And you can just print them out at home. What could possibly go wrong there?
Yeah, I don't know if you want to try to cram this in at the end, but there is some malfeasance brewing there in California.
Let's see it.
Watch this
Make
lady.
sure that you put yes. That means that, yes, you want Gavin Newsom to lose his job. The next thing you're going to check is who you're going to vote for to replace him. I am going to vote for Larry Elder, and his box is on the back of the page. I think that it is important that we unite around one candidate, but like I said, the most important thing is that we get him out.
Okay, all right. So there you go. Now, wait.
This is the sketchy part. This is
what?
the crazy part.
What?
So when you fold up your ballot, more than likely, it seems natural, you're just going to slip this in. But you have to pay attention to these two holes that are in the front of the envelope.
Uh-oh.
You can see if someone from the outside of the mail-in ballot,
You didn't do this by
somebody
accident.
has voted yes to recall Newsom.
Wow.
This is very sketchy
Dirty
and
pool.
irresponsible, in my opinion. But this is asking for fraud. So anybody that has access to this mail-in envelope can see who's voted yes, toss it, do whatever they want to it. They can see your vote from the outside of the envelope. So when you're doing this, make sure you line up your ballot on the inside of the envelope so
Good.
that your vote is not visible.
Very
I
good.
think that's important.
Good job.
And if you can, share this
safety tip.
information. Thanks.
God. California. Oh, look at that. Look what the LA Times is doing there with their...
Yeah, Larry Elder is the blackface of white supremacy. You've been warned.
I can't.
He's the blackface of white supremacy.
They're scared. The left is scared of Larry Elder's candidacy here.
Absolutely, because he's, I think, even leading Newsom.
Yeah.
He?
Oh, is that... Yeah, I need to check a poll.
Yeah.
On that. Yeah.
So they should be afraid. They should be very afraid. So all they can do is, be racist against him, which is what they're doing. It's despicable what these people do.
Right now,
Despicable.
48-47, keep Newsom is in the lead. But Larry Elder does lead among possible replacements by far and away.
All right. See you tomorrow.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.